When I got there, she looked like the cat that ate the canary. She began, "So, I know you were in here a while ago, and you said you didn't want to do your senior project." "No," I interrupted. "I said I wasn't doing the project." "Well," she continued, "we had a chat with your mother over the phone earlier this week. She told us that she really wants you to walk on your graduation." I was quiet for a moment. I live with my dad." "Right. But your mom said she'd like to attend the ceremony and see you walk." "I don't think you get it," I stated. "I live with my dad for a reason." If ever there were an expression that perfectly exemplified the dial-up tone, that was the face she made. After she collected herself, I was released and headed back to class. By this point, I was mostly just not doing the project because it was dumb. But them calling a family member to strong-arm me was crossing a line. On top of that, they tried to strong-arm me using a parent with whom I was no contact. I decided right then that no matter what, I wasn't caving into their bull crap. F the project, F the school, F the weird tactics they were trying to use. Though in my anger was also confusion. Why the hell did these people care so damn much about one guy not doing an optional assignment? Also, I had made myself very clear. So was that the end of it? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. A few more weeks later, I got pulled into the actual principal's office. The principal, for reference, was one of those guys that tried to make a show of being overly friendly and goofy, but to the point where it came off as superficial. When I got to his office, he was his usual extroverted self, greeted me and sat me down. "So I've heard about this whole senior project problem you've had going on, and I get it. Trust me, I really do. You're new here. So our motto hasn't had as much of an impression. So after talking about it with the folks grading the projects, we think it'd be just fine if you had a modified project. Just do a project on one letter of impact and you're golden." He gave me a big warm smile. No, sorry?" he asked, still smiling. "I'm not doing it." His smile was slowly fading. "But you only have to do one letter. It's really not that much." "Yeah, I got that. I'm still not going to do it," I stated. "But you won't be able to walk on graduation day." "Yep. So what's the issue exactly?" "You called my mom." His mouth was open like he was going to say something, but I guess nothing came to mind as we sat in silence for a good 20 seconds, him trying to formulate an argument and me making a Jim Halpert face. I told him if that was everything he needed to talk about, I would be heading back to class. He didn't protest, so I just left. It was after this meeting that I eventually got some context. Apparently, California schools will shuffle principals around every few years for some reason that probably makes sense, but I don't care enough to research. Our principal was going to be switching schools after the 2013 semester had ended, and one of his big plans was to leave that high school with 100% participation in the senior projects that would otherwise not affect any final grade. He used the threat of preventing students from walking at graduation to bully everyone into doing the dumb project. Almost everyone. I stuck to my guns and refused to do it. And sure enough, after the deadline had passed, they made a big deal about how happy they were that 99.6% of students completed their senior projects even though they were hoping for 100%. And the absolute dumbest part about this stupid exercise, after everything was said and done, I was called in one last time to the VP office. She told me that despite my refusal to do the senior project, they were still going to let me walk and gave me 5 tickets for friends and family. I laughed, walked out without the tickets, and didn't attend my own graduation.